Come one, come all, Saga friends, Rodge here, aka the Wisco Horn Dog, and I'm back again for another Saga Thursday. Your regular source for Saga miniatures game goodness, and we are here with part 3 of Adepticon. Unexpected, but we're going to finish taking a look at all those sweet-ass Saga Warbands that we saw on the fields, and I don't have much to say about this, but they just stay good. They don't get any worse. So check them out. We got a nice little battle scene here. Got another boat, a little shorter, maybe making a portage here, and then they're interrupted off to one side. Digging the trees, they look like kind of like wire trees. If you look at that, yeah, not too shabby. The basing mixes well. Love that little bridge, little stream. Any kind of water effect on a display board is pretty badass in my opinion. Another one where they sunk the bases right in. Base sinkers. All right, we got the Norse, Adepticon. More camels, digging it. And let's take a closer look here. Nice shield work. Those transfers, so smooth, so smooth. Little Nafatoon, different kinds of bombers here. One with a big gun, one with a nade, one with some kind of weird sling thing. Very cool. Definitely look nice looking display board with the rocks and stuff back there. Warlord leading the charge, I think. Yeah, we got some Crusaders by the looks of it. Knights, could be Militis Christi, Knights Templar. I suppose that would make a little more sense. These crossbows guys look very cool. I like the scaled. These must be plastics. I wonder if these are Fireforge. Another one where they dug it right into the board. See, this one kind of shows my issue with it because you can see there's some gaps back there where units were. And then for this particular configuration, he's not using it. So I was like, what's going on back there? But the models themselves, decent freehand work, getting the crosses on there. All of them look pretty good. It's always tough doing any kind of freehand on flowing robes because you're never quite sure how it's supposed to look. I got some dark yellow fuzzy stuff here. You can see some badass shields though. And zoom in. Look at those babies. Yeah, these have to be transfers. So tiny, so smooth. They're all standing on little rocks. That's kind of cool. Looks super rugged. Yeah, this one would look nice if they had a display board to kind of complement those rocks and just show how rocky the land is. Everybody's rocking out over here. Wow, is that a witch in a cauldron? Cool. I wonder, yeah, if that's an enlightened monk. That's awesome. And we got some sloggers here. These jabronis don't get the cool shields. Must be a run-of-the-mill turds, although cool banner back there. Gotta add a banner. Got some baggage up front here, leading the way. We got a cool old guy on taking it easy on foot there, next to the warlord, I'm assuming. Although that dude in the middle, look at that cloak with that. Is that the tartan design? Very cool. That guy kind of looks like he should be the warlord. So old and wizened. Nice cross shields on the left side there. Badass. And some more of that. I'm calling it tartan. If it's not that, someone please tell me. Oh, cool. You can see, look at that warlord shield up close. Now that is some real freehand dragon shit there. That looks really cool. Look at it. His hair kind of matches the flame coming out of the dragon shield. That's cool. Look at this muscular, nice, hunky, shirtless guys here. And the Hearthguard looks like. Okay, cool. We got Mr. John Stent's Norse Scales board. So this one you might have seen in Wargames Illustrated, I believe. They did a feature about it. And it's Norse Gales coming down the left-hand side, attacking a bunch of priests as they travel along. So you could see, there's some big baggage bases, and then there's like a little ring of dead priests. And we'll get some closer shots up here. They're just, these Norse gals are just loving it, chopping these dudes up. Got some berserkers. I think most of these dudes are naked with their dongs hanging out. But this one, John built the bases directly in, but I think you can see the way that they're built into the rocks. Like I think it gets done a little bit better than some of the other ones we've seen because it's so seamless, and the use of the bushes and everything else kind of makes it a lot more seamless than the other ones. But yeah, really cool work here, John. Some more berserkers. Okay, so just a couple got the dongs hanging out, but regardless, nice work. Okay, circling it back around, we took a look at this one for the teams, and I think this is Rich Finers, if I'm not mistaken. But we zoom in here, look at that warlord. Look how tall and beefy that bastard is, sitting next to that lonely tree. That base work on it's awesome as well. That snow looks great. And really well done job on the warlord there. That guy looks badass as all hell. And then the warriors themselves, still looking good. A lot of long axes there. Ooh, nasty. Got a nice little board here. Got some snow stuff. So you can see kind of a different snow technique. This maybe looks more like some kind of snow stuff you could get out of a package for modeling, maybe. I'm not 100% on that, talking out of my ass, but these guys are cool. It's like a kind of like an autumn snow. You can see some different autumn foliage poking through. And you've got the warlord on top of the rock here, looking a sassy fellow. And we got some berserkers here with their wolf. Maybe one of them is a bear. Wolf bear pelts, kicking some ass. Jarl Olafia, Viking Radiant Party from the area of Trøndelag, Norway, circa 900 AD. Empire of Ghosts. Interesting. I wonder if that's a book or a movie or something. Mikey G's Pagan Ruse. So it must have been his display board that they were using for the teams. Zooming in here, can't remember if I got any shots, but these are I think the actual Gripping Beast Yams models, which are badass. Nice color work, as always. Okay, these are, I believe, they have to be Sean Moomies, because I believe this is the best painted for the Saga Grand Melee, and they definitely were pretty much the best painted one for sure, absolutely. I'm not sure which models are being used here, but all the posing and the flow of the actual figures and stuff look really good. And we'll take a closer look here at the paint jobs. So we got a couple different kinds of greens and yellows. So I did a good job of mixing it up without having that be a uniform per se. We got some nice freehand work on the mini warlord dude here. Can't think of what their names are, but you can see just the blending on that looks really great. Just a real nice job there. And we got the nice warhog pigs, little kid with a slingshot there. Awesome work. We got the other mini warlord looking nice with his striped pants. So a lot of freehand stuff. You can see around the edge of the sleeves, they have the lines going across, kind of add some contrast to these guys. That's one thing I did maybe just a tiny amount on my Anglo-Saxons, Anglo-Danes, but just the way that the models were built, there really wasn't a lot of open spaces to do that kind of stuff. So this looks phenomenal. I love the chick and chainmail kind of leading these guys along. We got a dude holding up a head. Just nice skin, face work. You can see the banners back there. Hopefully we got a closer look. Well, back to the baggage. Looking good here. Dragging that little piggy along. You can see the monks to the right awesome as well. Here's the warlord. Fucking badass looking dude. He's got a little rock on his base with the little spiral symbol. Shields looking awesome. Nice banners there. And you can kind of see some of the other shields. Must be using decals, but those Triskells look really cool. Very, very well done. Yeah, here we go. So nice shield work. Oh my gosh, it looks so good. The skin, everything's so smooth. We got some chicks mixed in here. There has to be, I wish I knew more about which models these were. There has to be like some nice conversions in there. These guys just look really awesome. And here's the other unit. Yeah, damn, those shields. So good. Nicely painted. Basing looks good. Like the display board. Kind of small, but had a couple rocks on it and stuff. These dogs are awesome. I love these. Look at the little skulls on the bases of the handler and then the dog. Really cool. Definitely well deserved. Best painted. Okay, we got, not totally sure what kind of faction this is. You can see the use. It's kind of an old school army. Looks like it's all metal, and then using the kind of the rod for the spears. It's kind of an old school type thing. Looks like a few got busted off, sadly, so it kind of didn't look as cohesive as it could, but decent force. And well, maybe most of them were on there. Okay, this display board we're going to see is friggin' awesome. We can already see tiny little chickens here. Basically, it's a village being burned to the ground or being raided by these bastards here. So the models themselves looking decent, but the display boards, there's a dead defender down there. You can see tiny little flowers in the back there. You're going to see a building with some more flower work. And the bases are really cool because I kind of like how they're a little sloppy, but it fits the board because the board itself is a little sloppy because there's fucking people getting murdered. And okay, here we go. Yeah, here's the warlord kicking this poor bastard out of the church window. Look at that. So there's like a tiny little stick coming across, holding that up. Really, really cool and super cinematic. Must be Uhtred of Bebenberg up there. I'm feeling just the way that the glass is being broken and kind of propping them up. I got to do that on some kind of model. Looks fucking badass. And then we got a fat nun over here. And there's some other civilian models in these buildings here. And so the buildings are kind of collapsing in flames. Couldn't really get a good shot of it, but yeah, really, really nice display board. Whoever's that was. Here we got Flandos, Anglo-Danes, the throng of Torbjorn Thoroldsson. Nice little display plaque there, hammered in there. And just the paint job on these guys, it's subtle, but it's really good. Really nice stuff. Nice shield work. I got a badass warlord with a badass Saga Storm pig banner. Got some nice baggage pieces. Looks like some goats back there, mixing it up. And nice shield work here. Nice gritty tones. Got some badass Hearthguard here with the long axes. Looks like they might be conversions. Nice work there overall. And we've got some more stuff here. Looks maybe Spanish, Islamic of some sort. We got 2 units of levy, it looks like, joining a bunch of warriors on foot. And decent shield work. Cohesive overall. Interesting models. Dig it. And we got another faction here. Looks like some battle damage here. I'm seeing a dude's severed hand on the lower left and a shield on the ground. But nice addition of the foreground Saxon house. Guy looks cool with that spear over his shoulder. Very nice. And then the Warlord, double base. 2 guys on 1 base, I should say. That's cool the way he's just holding that shield up like that. Really cool. And decent guys all around. Back to John Redmond's. So looking at that previous photo, I would say we did see his entire warband, but you can see to the lower left-hand corner some kind of objective that looks really cool, like an old crusading stone or something that you'd unearth. And then across in the back there, the upper right, you can see another objective of some kind of cross. It's good stuff. Yeah, you can just notice the freehand on the front of their like tabards too. Nice little detail. Got some more. Looks like Viking fellows, I would say, some sort. Dark Age warriors. Could be used for many factions here. Although it looks like those weird Anglo-Saxon hats up front here on the dudes hanging out the Warlord. Decent, kind of an old school feel. I like that weird banners up there. Is that a dragon or hippogriff? Well, whatever is cool. Decent guys here, painted the eyeballs. Gotta respect that. We've got some knights here, some sort of Militus Christi perhaps. Not too shabby. Some freehand work, a little rough, but got the base coat down. Ingvar the far-traveled returns. Good shot of all 4 banners there. God damn it, I gotta add some banners to my shit. Looking good. Nice cloak. Additional little flare of yellow there on the cloak and also on the base. Nice touch. Is that standard bearer shouting something? Probably some kind of insult, no doubt. Digging these guys. Nice shields. The banners are fucking awesome. I like that on the left-hand side, just below the banner, there's this weird fat guy in blue. That guy looks awesome. I wonder what model that is. And we got a huge display board. Probably a team's display board by the look of it. But not too shabby. Looks like a troubadour. You can see some freehand shield stuff with the dots. I think that's a pretty cool, easy way to do some nice looking shields for the Islamic factions. Although these could be Spanish. Spanish, Islamic, can't tell. Can't tell them apart. And I think we're just about towards the end here. We got some good old-fashioned Bretonnian knights joining us. Yeah, they're a bit much on the Saga battlefield. Just the size of the horses. I mean, the actual painting and heraldry and stuff, completely cool. Just being actual Warhammer models kind of takes it out for me. These guys in the middle and like retainers and stuff, those look really awesome. It's just those old Bretonnian plastics kind of take me out of it. But the actual heraldry and design of them looks fucking cool. I think they look a lot better on circular bases. I think that would break the kind of Warhammer feel for me and kind of make it all look a little better, because then you got these huge knights here, I see on the left and the right, and then you got you're using historical models and they look a little smaller compared to those dudes. So I think if you're going to use those Warhammer knights, you want to use a big beefy Warhammer Lord type dude and just tower over the Saga warlords. But yeah, the paint job is really cool. I really like all the retainer dudes. Just the length of those spears is really cool. Something about really long spears I think looks really awesome on models here. And then the crossbow guys back there look nice, as well as the baggage pieces. Well, I think that is about it. And there is the true ending of all the Saga Warbands for Adepticon. I think you'll agree. Everybody did a badass job putting together their forces. A lot of effort out there on the field. And yeah, definitely inspiring compared to last year especially. I mean, I saw some good stuff, but this year, just across the board, everybody was putting in the effort and everything looked pretty good. As you can see, pretty much everything had some little interesting thing to say about it. So I applaud those Saga players for putting the effort, and everything looks phenomenal. Definitely representing this hobby in the very best of the Saga world. So I think that's about it. We're going to get back to the normal stuff next week. Until then, favorite this shit, share it with a friend, share all these beautiful warbands, spread that Saga word across the land, and become that hobby horn dog you've always dreamed of today. And I'll catch you later.
Saga!